What's going on, Sumolings? Thank you so much for joining us for another product walkthrough webinar. I am Lindsay. Today, I am joined by the team over at Blogly, which helps online creators research, craft, SEO boost, and publish original content on multiple platforms. It is on AppSumo right now for a lifetime deal starting at $79. Before we dive into the tool, though, I just want to tell y'all a few quick things, give you the lay of the land. The first thing is that if you want to tell us a little bit about your use case, why you are interested in this tool, you can go ahead and do that in the chat room. If you have any questions about the tool, the deal, how to get set up, you can go ahead and leave your questions in the Q&A box down below this video. We do have Tom from the Blogly team here to answer your questions as they come in, but we will also be circling back to questions at the end of the walkthrough, which is particularly useful for those of you watching the replay. There will be a replay of this available shortly after we're done recording. It'll be sent out to everybody here. So if you need to step out or if you just want to watch this again later, you totally can. All right, that's enough of me. Hey, Gennady, how are you doing?
How are you? How are you, Lindsay?
I am doing well. It is great to have you here. I'm excited to dive in. I'm going to go ahead and pass this over to you for the walkthrough. Let me know when you're ready to take questions.
Okay. All right. So before I share a screen, I just want to say thank you. And we started on Blogly almost 2 years ago already by now. So you can see the results. I mean, it's coming from my own pain. I try to be developing the platform, different software for the last few years. And of course, generate the traffic to sell what you develop. You need the traffic on your website. So I just realized I need to write the blogs. And when I started writing blogs, I realized how difficult it was, right, Tom?
Oh, yes. It's a lot of work to write and, to write quality content. If you just want to churn out random words, that's not a problem.
Yeah, spinning the content is no issue. I mean, you just spin it out, or you just come up with a few seconds of somebody else's content. But we are talking about the real hard work, the real original content, and the content that you work for, and the content that actually can bring you the result and bring you the traffic.
It's been a great tool. I've used it a lot in a variety of settings. You'll really love the research capabilities too. That's
all right, let's
get into it. I'm not going to give any spoilers here.
All right, let's get in. We got the limited time, so we're going to go over quickly for the next 30 minutes. I'm going to be sharing my screen and I will be presenting. I'm going to show the live demo of the Blogly and also show there some new features which we are releasing today. Like we have 2 features that are coming up, which is SEO heat maps. And also we have another one is workflow. Workflow we are releasing also today. So you will see how that works. But right now, let me start from beginning. Blogly is a platform for content creators to start from beginning, where you start with the research and you create your content based on your research. And you will be able to enhance your content with all the images, with all the external links, and also publish it. The biggest pain for me was publishing. So I'm gonna demonstrate it here. So and I think I'm gonna be stopping on the more on details when I do the demo and show the actual real life application when we'll be publishing on my blog, on my actual blog, real blog post. So let me do this. Right now, what you see is, let me show you in the production right now. So I'm in the development. So this is the main page, the articles page. When you start, right now, we rolled out the navigation page. Navigation page is always when you click on the logo, you come up on this navigation page. And then a simple explanation, it tells you what you can do with the platform. You can write an article, you can import existing blog or blog post from your existing blog. You can start the research, or you can go to research page. You can optimize your article. You can manage your editorial calendar, and you can publish your content that you write or you manage here inside the account. You can publish it on the CMS. I specifically named it as a CMS because currently at this moment we are fully integrated with the WordPress, but on our roadmap is a bunch of platforms like Ghost, like Webflow, like Blogger, and many other platforms where you can publish your blog posts. Also, you can get the feedback. This is a different feedback functionality. You can manage the communication on the specific parts of your article. You can manage the portfolio. Portfolio, that's the place where you can showcase your content. You can actually message and keep the communication going between your clients. You can share on, after you're done publishing, you can share on social media. So basically, in in one page, you can understand what actually on a core functionality of the Blogly. You can expand them more on advanced view. So you add in the extra accesses here, where you can also, of course, you can scan for plagiarism integrated with the third-party plagiarism platform CopyLeaks. You can manage the workflow. Like I said, we're releasing the workflow today. You can collaborate in a team with the team. Teams is not included right now. It's still single users. Teams is an extra add-on that will be available for anyone to expand it and communicate and manage the content between multiple team members. You can create the jobs in the future. So right now, when you click on that, it says pending, but that's a future. So right now, I just want to let you know, yes, that will be coming. You can post the jobs when you need the help. We will have AI assistant, and I can show the glimpse actually what the AI assistant will look like. We got open AI access right now on the beta, and we working right now to, we already got the design mockups done, so we just need to bring it in and approve it, get approval from them. And of course, you can get to the settings. So if you start from here, let's create a new article so you can understand how the articles are being done. Article is like a generic word for any content that you create. Let's say if I put here, I just put name here, testing my new article, and I can just name it here. I don't have to select the folder, but you can just type the folder, just like a tag, it's gonna stick to the folder. Is it only the content for blog post? No, but by default, we selected the blog post. This is our primary concern, to support the bloggers. So the bloggers who writes their blog post, the articles are primary concern, and this is our primary focus. But the content, it could be legal writing, UX writing, white papers, proofreading, editing, so speech writing, doesn't matter. Everything is the content. They are by default, the status open. There are like simple statuses here, like ideas, closed, archived, and canceled. So you start like this, and you click OK, and you get to the white space. This is a workspace of the article. So it's broken down into two sections. On the left side, you see the outline. Outline is where you could see all your blogs, and you could create a blog by clicking on a new blog. We can start from there. When I create a new blog, let's say I call it intro. So I just name it intro. I click OK, and now I'm in a different level of the article. So it's like a 3 level. You start from your all view of all your articles. You get in, you dive into article itself, and now you're on the blog level. You need deeper. On a deeper level. So anytime
one quick point, Gennady, is that I don't know if the folks noticed it, but when you typed in the title, it automatically sets it at the H2 heading. So again, when you publish this to your blog or put it online, that will show up in the crawler results. So you don't have to create it.
Yes, good note, good comment here. So all the block headers are created as H2. Anything you create inside will be H3 or less. So you will have your content here. And this is like it's specifically designed to be is selected as like more like classic looking editor. You have a split block icon here. We can experiment later. You can create additional blocks without even going outside. You can just simply click here. It's asking me if I want to save, and I can create the second block would be say body content, and I just name it like this, and I'll create a block. So the next block is the body content. You could see on the bottom is I cannot move this one here. You can see on the bottom is the additional information here. This one is there for the preview all your blocks. And this one is your pagination. When you click here, you can actually move it between blocks like this. And when you want to get out of the block, you go this way. So you can see my block outline, I mean, my article outline starts building up. And here you can build the outline, you can move them around. So this one is each block inside the content is totally independent, and it's just a article just holds it like a glue together. So you could see them here. You can shrink them like this, but I will show you the actual article. And actually, let me get in now in the article so you could see how the real article after it's completed, how it look like. So let me just find the specific article so I can show the real article. So right here, you can see how the article, when it's completed, how it look like. So you can see all the content here, and you can see there is a lot of the content. All the different blocks are here. You can use this search if needed. You can find by specific, you can filter it like this quickly. Or you can actually use the filter here. It's gonna be deep search and finds what you need. Anytime you click on a block, you go directly into block. You can see how block is constructed. It's supposed to be not that big. So you just keep it at say, probably no, in the 300 words level. You don't wanna be too much more than that. So you can keep it at that level, because you don't want to have a text or block content, because it's going to be boring to read for anybody. So in this case, just do not make huge blocks. Just try to create multiple blocks. So for that, you could take a look how the all content look like when I go to preview. On the upper bar, you can see some menu here. There is an editing menu. This is where you keep all your configuration. Configuration, of course, what is included in configuration? Of course, they are folder. So the folder is, you can just type it up and the folders will be assigned. So you can only assign one folder. You cannot make like multiple folders for one article. This is your published date. Published date drives your article, and that's actually visible on your calendar. You can do the tagging. You can just find the tags or create the tags on the fly, assign the tagging. You can actually decide whether you use a table of content. We have a built-in TOC is a table of contents. You can decide whether thumbnail, feature nail. So this is all your statuses, content types. You can set your goal of writing. So how many words you need in the future. Right now, we don't have it yet. We're going to develop the dashboard where we'll be tracking your performance. Also for the blog post types, you'll have the pillar, staple, and response. So we have that too for some for income school. You know what I'm talking about. Some people understand what it is. So here is a preview of the article. So if I go to preview, so you can see how the actually complete article look like. So it's look like just like exactly it will be published and printed on a WordPress. There's similar ways. You can see as I scroll, there is a lazy loading. All the images are loading because they are kept on our Amazon server. We will add the ability, the option for you to actually upload all your images into your media folder if you really want to do that. And we just remember your URL to your media folder. Now, if you go inside, the most important thing for the Blogly is the essence. This is the essence of the Blogly. So it's everything built on by blocks, and including all the assets. So you can see here on the bottom are filters, article related and all. If I click on all, I see all my researches that I've done before, and I can assign them or unassign. When I click on article related, you can see 2 researches I assigned. When I open the research, it opened me in the full view. Let's say if I just so I can see that here, if I can select and assign totally different researches. So if I open it here, so you can see here is the content that I created in the research, and then I can also use the notes and after on the research part, because we're going to introduce additional thing that we add into the research will be SEO heat maps. Notes are created from the could be, I mean, primary focus of the notes is to keep your notes next to you right in the article. If I click on all, you can see how many notes I have, what kind of notes. So you can keep anything here inside the article. They link to the article. You can actually, when you create a note, you can assign to a specific block of the article. So it's like your Evernote built in inside the Blogly, inside your editor, and you can always open it up and you can link it to specific block of content. To go between blocks, you can go left and right here. You can actually enhance the blocks. Enhance your content with the library. Library is not just for images. You can add any type of file. It could be PDF, your Excel, Word file, anything. So when you add it here, of course, we have the array of options here. So you can upload your file. Like I said, any type of file will work, but the bottom portion related to your images, we can do the on-the-fly conversion and compression. So you can decide what the quality and the resizing the image on the fly. Well, again, why do you need to resize if we keep it on our Amazon server? Just because it's a lot faster performs when somebody scrolls it, and will load a lot faster if you have a smaller image. So for that, you just resize it. The quality does not drop, but it's really will be really performing fast. So you can use your own URL. You can use your GIFs. Actually, we integrated with Giphy. Let's say if you want to do something for fun, just find what you want. Say add this here and just add it to your content, and just simply decide where you want to add it and just move this to your content, just like that. Any of the whether you use the GIFs or you use the images, you can do it. You can do it very quickly, but here just by simply say copy to craft, and we'll move the craft. So that allows you to reuse the images that you past used. You can use the filter all. When you click on all, as you can see, I've got 56 pages of the different images and different things that I have here. I have not only the images, there are videos. Video, you have a full control of what you will, whether you want to allow the control of the video, you want to set it on loop, or you want to hide the controls. So this is all up to you. Now, if you could see the save mechanism, do you really need the save? Maybe you can do like more modern, but I already explained there's a specific reason for that, because of the difficulties of the managing the multiple tabs, and you really don't want to override. For that, we just make sure the conscious decision is when I click back, it always asks me, do I want to save? If I change something, and maybe it's another tab that I was working and this tab is empty. So in this case, I really want to say when I want to save or yes. So in this case, I just want to say, no, I'm not saving whatever I did. So you can see my article is here. Of course, the SEO optimization we have a built-in. You can see this article being optimized. So now if I go now into the SEO optimization, all I need to do it's one page view where you could have all your information. We integrated with the SEO, Yoast SEO and Rank Math. So for that, you can just simply, once you set your configuration, it takes about 5 minutes. You can set your SEO title, add the description, provide the site that you're going to publish, because I have multiple sites here. So this is the place where you could say this article will be published on that site. Once you click OK, so we know exactly what to consider internal and external linking. You put your featured image, make sure you put your alternative text. This is the focus keyword that you optimized. By the way, we are slightly changing already this portion, because this one will be slightly different with the new release. I will show you the difference. So when you scan for optimization, you can see we got the score very similar to Rank Math. And by the way, we're getting about 2-3 plus minus 2-3 points when you publish it. So if I have here, I done the best I could, 100%. You can see here, if I change, my keyword was here as an online content writing jobs. So if I change the keyword, here's the online content writing jobs. Let's see how that actually behaves if I do that here. If I change this, it changed the keyword. So if I scan, you could see now this one is I lost the points, and it shows me it's like a checklist. You can quickly go through this and populate make sure you optimize your content. So if I go back now and change it back, you can see when I scan it, I'll get the result back. And that's the same way you can do for every of these steps. There are 12 steps listed here. Just make sure you cover all of them when you optimize your content and get as high as possible score. Now, talking about score, we brought in this SEO management, and now I'm gonna show you the more advanced version which we are working now. We implemented right now the SEO heat maps inside the research docs. And now it's about time to talk about research doc. Let's say if I'm in the article right now, and let's say I'm going into the, research docs. So if here's my research docs, when I create a new one. So let me start to create a new one. Let's say I want to do, say, SEO strategies. Let's name this. I'm just gonna put here the test. When I create research doc, at first you'll see the blank space where you are now on the level of research doc. Look very similar, but though it's yet different. You can see this one is research doc. It's not the article anymore. And what you have on the left is the data. So data, you have, the concept is this. You are requesting your SERP, what you're focusing on, your SERP 100. So let's say if I go for the same thing, let's say SEO strategies, and I need to be as close as possible to the title of the content that I'm going to write. So for that, let's say I can name it as a best SEO strategies for the business. So if I do this and I do my search, I can select the countries, and we have lots of different countries to select from. We have lots of different languages that you can select too. So we have this data. We got our provider that provides us all this data. Now is just when you click on OK, the system goes out and checks this information. Will bring you the top 100 SERPs here. Now, for now, it's just getting is about another minute or two, and we'll get the results. Now, let me go back here, and I will show you what I'm talking about. The research docs. So when I go inside the research doc, you can see yet is this one is not complete yet, but for now, while it's this working, I can show you on this one. So here's my research doc. To populate research doc, let's say if I got my content in SERP, I got my SERP top 100 results. They are grouped by 10. I got 10 pages. What my task is this, that we bring all the content inside inside the research doc. We parse it. We add you content for you to decide which content you want. You can just start in from the first block here. While you click on it, you keep adding to the right, and it will create. See, now I actually click on a specific link. Let me go back. When you go and you click on that content, you adding it to the right side. So when you do this, you keep building your research document from someone else's snippets. It's not meant to be for publishing. It's meant for you to keep to write a blog that can compete with this, with your competitors. And so you populate, you create multiple blogs. You can do the same way. You can create multiple blogs here and just say, when you name, say, this block some other way, just simply call it block. The block will show up here, and you keep populating this content with the snippets of content that you found. We also break down your questions. We pull the questions of the headers from your competitors, from first group of 10. You can see that we're just working on the first group of 10. If I go to results, and let's say if I go on page number 3, page number 3 does not have an arrows, and this is, it says analyze. So when you click on, you need to click analyze to parse the content and bring it in. So it runs for about like 40 seconds and will bring the content. So if I go here, now this one was populated. So let me get back here. Now you can see the complete information here. So we brought you the content, and while you'll start working on this. So let me just hold on just a second. Let me move back on this one. So I will show you something else while it's still populating. So on my links is designed to be the collect the specific links from the content you want. Let's say if you like this is your true competitor, just simply add it to my links. This is another your competitor added to my links. Let's say when I add to my links, I can build my competitors very precisely who is my competitor. Let's say I want to add the competitor that is not listed on that list. So in this case, when I go to Google, I'm in Google. If I go to, let's say if I go to Google and I find it, let's say if I wanna find this, say Google. If I wanna find someone and add it to my competitors, let me do this on SEO strategies. And I wanna add it to as my competitor. Let's say I found the backlinker. So I like this article, and I want to add it to as my competitor, and I want to add them to their research docs. So in this case, all I need to do when I go to my links, I just add this link and I just put my link here and let the system crunch it and bring it for me the results. So you can see now the link is added. When I open it, you can see it's a full content been delivered here. So you can use it to populate your content and populate your research doc with all this information, and it's done very quickly, as you can see here. Now the next one is while you're building your links, you also have a way of putting your keywords. Keywords have for research keywords, we have 3 angles. There is an autocomplete, there's a popular questions, and the keyword ideas. So if I go for the popular questions, let's say if I ask for SEO strategies, for that will give me the say like up to 100 of the whatever it comes up, the researches, I mean the questions being asked with the SEO strategies. Let me do another one. Hold on. If I do the just for SEO, so in this case would be better to run on more like on a generic, on a high level. So the concept is this: you find what you need, your keywords, and you populate them to the right side. You can see I'm building the list here just by clicking it. So you find that we provide the competition CPC volume. And by the way, for the first search on a popular question, it comes free. There are subsequent searches. If you want to do more, it will be based credit based. Same for keyword ideas. Let's say if I do the same for SEO and I start looking for the keyword ideas related with SEO, the first run you'll get it for free. There are subsequent searches you would need to it will be paid with the credits. So you have your top 100 search results. You have you explore your questions. By the way, you can add the questions at a full block of content. You can just simply ask it here. If you want to add all these questions, just click OK. It will bring you the full block. I mean, whatever was asked as a questions, it will bring you here. Statistics. We also extract the statistics. Whatever you find useful, you can just add it to your content. Okay, now you click save. Make sure when you click save, you save this content. If you try to get out and it wasn't saved, it will ask you for that. Now let me now go to the next step, and I want to show you the actual results of the SEO heat map. So let me just go in something that I already prepared. So if I go to actually, let me go to the specific research. And in research, let's say if I go for SEO optimization strategies. And when I open this, I have the keywords. Let's say I already have selected the keywords I want is on the right side. And those keywords are helping me to compete with my competitors. Let's say if I look at my competitors, here are my competitors here. And I assume this is what I was going for, SEO optimization strategies. Now I'm going through them, and because not everyone is a competitor, you don't want to compete with the Forbes or say NBC.com. So you're just selecting who is your truly competitor by building your own list if you want and putting them in my links. So for that, I selected that those are selected already in my SERP. In the multiple SERPs, I can select any one of this here as my true competitor, just saying if I add to my links. But I have an option to select and compete. What do I want to see in the competition? So let me just finish on the keywords. Hopefully it's understandable. They are autocomplete. That's something I didn't mention yet. Let's say if I go for the same term as a SEO, when I ask here, we bring you all autocomplete keywords. So anything that comes with SEO, when you go in a Google search, it coming up here as a like most highly, the top search requests. And the Google shows you if I add the SEO A, and it shows me A and B and so forth. Now, if I want to add this and I want to get the data here in the competition and trend, this one is not free to us. And unfortunately, we just cannot provide it ongoing like for free keyword data. So keyword data is a separate. If somebody wants to get the keyword data, you can buy the credits and use the credits to get the data. When the credits will cost about, it's actually exactly as one keyword per 1/10 of 1 cent. So for one credit, you can get, which is 10 cents, you can get 100 keywords. So 100 keywords analyzed. So when you put there, you find the keywords, you put them on the right side. Now you selected the keywords that you want to be included in your content. And now you want to find out how your competition are fared against those keywords. You may find, by looking deeper, you may find specific keywords that are maybe obscure and have a less of the traffic. Let's say if I add, less of the volume, but still have a less of the competition. So you can add the different keywords to this list. And then when you go to compete, now is a place for you to start to build the SEO heat map. You may provide the description here, just put here as a testing. And I can just decide whether I use my links or use the SERP results, where I can just simply already allocated the top 10, 20, 30, and so forth. So if I click here, and now I selected the SERP, and now I'm clicking OK. Now I'm on the page where I could be ready to analyze. So this one, it takes about like a minute or so. Now it's ready. So we got this, the top 10, first top 10 links. You can see them right here. And we got your keywords that you selected, your very specific keywords. Now, I showed you before how SEO score was developed. So you could see now we're going to go and all the top 10 results, we're gonna provide the score here. We're gonna calculate the score. And just by simply clicking analyze, and it does work on credits, we will provide for SEO heat maps, we will provide the credits, credit allowance to use it for SEO heat maps. There will be a different depending how many codes you have. For 3 codes, we will provide 250 credits to your allowance to use, not the actual credit, allowance to use it on a heat maps. For 100, for the 2 codes, we'll give 100. 1 code, there is unfortunately there is no allowance there, but you can just use the credits just to build this information. And now when you do this, you can see how we populate the data. Now you're not only seeing the red, say green and blue, you can see why it's color, because the green would be easier to compete. Like a brown or yellow, I'm not sure what's the color, but this one would be the like moderate. The challenging is blue and hard is red. So you can see, of course, the word SEO was present and actually quite well optimized in all this article. You really don't want to go for this keyword, even though this keyword should be probably present in your content. You can just keep all this list. You can bring it to your SEO optimization. Now, when you click on this score, you can see exactly how this article was optimized for that keyword. If this keyword found in SEO title, yes. If this keyword body content in the headers and the URL, and also it's just not found in featured image names. But other than that, it's very well optimized article. And considering the domain authority, which we don't have it here, you can actually make a judgment whether you can compete and what you can compete. For that, you have the stars here. You can identify, let's say if this one probably will be better to compete just the like what are keywords in SEO. This one drives like 3,000, let's say over 3,000 volume monthly, is a lower competition. You might want to select this as your real focus keywords. So like this is a given here. If you want to do this, and you can just decide which are true keywords to fight for. So now you understand how this one being built. You can also add your article. Let's say if I select my article and if I add this here, we'll actually analyze this article and we'll provide the score here. But is this a good place to see? And probably not. This one is just gives you really good information. But now how you can, after you decide who are your competitors and what keywords to use, you identify with them the green check marks. Now is the next step. You go now there to the next level. Now you need to go in your article and pull it up and bring it in. Let's say if I'm in the article and bring it, let's say if I'm in this one. And now if I'm going to SEO, and now in SEO optimization, I would need to select, as you can see now here, as work looks differently. I would need to select the specific keywords that I already just found and I need to compete with. So in this case, I'm just going to select from research doc. I'm going to select the research doc that I was working on. I think it was this one. So those keywords that I found, you can see that I already highlighted the one that are going to compete. Those are focus keywords. So I can select those, and let's say maybe I add some of those too. And maybe I can select all of them. And let me add them in here. And as you can see, when we add them in here, you can scan now all these keywords in one shot. When you scan, we're gonna update this, and you can see it's like a split second. We updated it, and you go to the next step. You can see this one for each keyword. You can identify very quickly which one is your primary, so you can review it here. For that, you just need to select it here. Just hovering here. When you click here, you see SEO strategy is changed. When you look in the review, you can see what you need to fix. If I go and select another one, I can just, let's say if I select this one or I select this one, you can see now it's changes. So this, this is your checklist, and you can actually optimize every keyword, but you don't want to optimize it for every keyword. So in this case, you're just focus on 2-3 important ones and keep other ones for your view. And now you could see this in your article. When you go in the article, you can open it up. We added here SEO tab right here. And those are the ones that keywords that you selected. And now in real time, if you want to now increase this SEO strategy, and if you want to increase this score, now you take this keyword and making sure in the article somewhere you can provide you can add this keyword. Let's say if I add it to the header, and I add it to also in the body content. When I do this, I click save, and now I can scan it. Just watch for this score being changed. If I click here, oops, is this one? Yeah, right here is hold on just a second. SEO strategies. Yeah, I think it's already added there. Now, if I go on the keyword, let me add this here. Save. And now if I can click here, this one will be updating in the real time. We are just working right now to release it. And unfortunately, I'm working yet on the development server, so it's not ready to be published. We're gonna release it in the next couple hours or few hours. So this will be out. So you will have the SEO built-in next to your article. You can expand it like this. You keep writing, and then you go back here and do the analysis here for the list of keywords you already got. Now, the one more thing that I want to mention, that we also releasing the workflow. So what is the workflow? And I'll show you in a very new article. Let's say if I create new article, and I click OK. So now I'm in new article. Let's say I have, doesn't matter how many blocks I have. I need to create the workflow because I need to decide what I need to work on. And it's not just about writing. So when I click on the workflow, we created this view here. So this is you can customize your workflow. You decide what you really need for your article. You can select the research. You can select writing Let's say you don't need editing, but you get to the just the proofreading, you skip. You do need enhancement, you do need SEO. Since you work on yourself, you really don't need approval. But if you do need approval, just select it. And maybe you can actually do twice approval. So in this case, you can move after proofreading, you move after writing. So you have 2 different approvals. And then you can also have the pleasure and scan, and you have publishing. So in this case, this is your workflow. When you click save, now you have there your workflow view. Workflow view is split into 2 sections. So on the left side, you have your workflow layout. On this side, you have the workflow split in 2 sections, which is assignment and execution. This is an assignment you can write up just like a note. You can write up your notes, what you need to get done, and that will be left here. On the left side is actually built for teams, but you are welcome to use it on your own. It's not the team members are coming up. So, and we will have the accesses built in here for write access, but for now you don't need to worry about this. This one is on a single level. You can decide what your assignment is for each of the step. You can set the due dates. Once you set the due date for each step, due date will show up here. Also, you can decide when the workflow is complete. You have only one workflow active at any given time. You have a button complete. Once you're done with this one, it's asking you if you completed it. Once you completed it, you cannot restore it. So in this case, you just need, restore it. You cannot go back and uncomplete it. You can actually create additional steps if needed to. You just simply go to edit, and you can just custom, and you can just create a new. You can just do another research and just add this in. So this is the way how you can, so I did this research. So this is the way how you can add additional flows, and you can add additional steps, and this is how you can control. One more step that I want to show you, which is publishing. This is a primary prime core feature that we were going after, that allows us to save a lot of time. So let me show you on a specific content that I have. So if I go in and find, let's say, yeah, like this one. So if I go in and find now my content, let's say this one was published in the past. This one was my article that I showed you before. So this article was published already. So if I go to publish, now you can see how quick and easy to publish the article. You can just select WordPress. It goes on the next step. Since I already published, I selected the site, have a slug, have a publish status. You can publish and draft and publish. You can select your category. I already selected mine with dynamically bring in. You set your publish date. So I'm not changing the publish date. But let's say when I go to publish, and all I need to do is just here decide if I want a sharing button, social sharing, and if I want a related post. Related post gives you extra internal linking. But you can see how quickly it can publish. So you can see it takes only a few seconds. It published. It's a huge content. That's about 5,000 word content. And that being published in just, see, it's already done. It shows me a success. And I can show you, actually, I can prove it to you. So you can see how that actually being updated. So this particular content, I already keeping it here. You can see this is how it's being done. This, by the way, table of content is generated by the system automatically. This is the blog itself. You can see it's lots of content. Now, if I go back here and now I decide to make some changes. So let's say if I do it here and I add something here, let's say if I add some of the GIFs, I like GIFs. So let me just add the GIF. Say, let's go something for fun. We just add this. Okay, let's add this one. We just add the image. So you can see how fast and easy. Let's leave it small, doesn't matter. If I click save, now this one is saved. And now I go back and now I'm going to publish. So when I go to publish, I select the WordPress, go here, it's already done, I submit. So few seconds and the content will be updated. So this relates to any changes that you may have for the article. You added the extra links, you added the extra images, you added anything you want to be added. You just keep updating, adding. You can add the tables. We have ability to add the tables. So this content was published. So let me refresh and show that. here. So let me refresh that. So you can see we're not changing the post ID. We're populating exactly the same post ID. So this one is here. Yeah, you can see right here. This is a little thing that we added. It shows up right here. So let me remove it because it's not needed there. So let me just do this. Yeah, right here. So that's in this block. I'll remove it. Let me remove some space and publish it again. So this is save. Come back and let me publish.
So Gennady.
Yes, I'm coming up to the, yes, Tom, go ahead.
Going to say a couple of questions related to the blogs and publishing. So if somebody stops using Blogly, what happens to the posts they've already made?
Yeah, we have that good question, because we have, first of all, we're not planning to remove that's, but of course it's not giving a lot of comfort. So, but we do understand that. But what we will do, very simple, we have this pending. So if you really want to insert your own images and upload us to your media folder in the WordPress, when you go in the library, when you add the library here, what you can do is we will add right here as a uploading. You can just select which WordPress, connected WordPress you have, and we will upload there, and we will use just your URL directly from your WordPress. So very simple. Any image you upload, you want to upload to your WordPress, no problem. We'll let you upload it there. By the way, when we publish the content now, we do upload to WordPress only one image, featured image, because like this, for example, this article, I got about 30 images there. By the time, if I publish it and try to publish it with 30 images forever, it's just not good, because you might have so many images bloated in your WordPress that you really don't want to have. In this case, we keep it outside, but also we have other options. You can just keep them in your own server. So you just simply provide your own URL. We have your option. If you have your Amazon server or some other place where you keep your images, just give us your URL. I'll serve the URL, your image will show up. So this is not an issue at all.
Okay, so that was the question was, hey, if I stop using Blogly, does that impact my previously published posts?
No, it does not, because we only publish it in one way. We don't take it out. So it's a one-way publishing. We publish it. We can import it, but importing is different. We don't make unless you make changes yourself. But if you don't publish it anything from here, there is no harm. It's already published, so we're not changing.
Okay. And another question about you had the connections there. Somebody asked if there was a plan for SEO Press integration.
Yes, it is. We have lots of there are a few more. We have not just SEO Press. We have a few other plugins that we are thinking about integrating, but it's only just a matter of priorities. We have so many tasks right now. We have teams coming up. We have AI assistant coming up. So AI assistant, just for AI assistant, some people already asked me, and I would just want to mention, I know it's a hot topic because everybody wants AI. Today's big thing, right? But AI is truly amazing, right? GPT-3 is really good. So we got an access to OpenAI. We just working on our thing, and we're going to create an AI assistant that will help you to write the blogs. And just as a note, so you know that just to let you know how AI works, and somebody asked me, oh, will we include it in as a LTD? Well, I'll show you the one thing, okay? So if I show you the cost of AI, so you judge yourself. For every request that it is like multiple engines, and by the way, those engines like DaVinci is the best engine there. But the next step down is a Curie. Curie is about, you can see, it's 10 times cheaper. The last engine is Ada, right? Ada is a 75 times cheaper. Does it tell you something there? Of course, DaVinci is the best engine. Of course, DaVinci gives you good variety, good flavor, and good content. Can you really write the content and create the content using Curie? No, I tried it, and I tell you, I didn't like Curie. I liked the Da Vinci. But now Da Vinci is about, even the one step is 10 times higher. Now, talking about 6 cents per 1,000 token. Is 1,000 token a lot? No, I just run like few requests, like 3 requests. And by the way, I can actually show, run 3 and actually gave me the, I spent like 3 requests and I spent like 15 cents or something like this, just on a 3 request. So can you really, if you're looking at this, this is like a snapshot what I did. So I'm totally open and totally honest of what is there, and can I really give it away for free? Can I include it in LTD? You tell me, Tom, can I include it and drive myself to the bankrupt? I can't. I mean, this is, I don't know how
it defeats the purpose of a lifetime deal.
Well, it's not defeats it defeats me. Can I really do it? No, I can't. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm gonna provide the best engine possible because I realized, well, Da Vinci is the best. I mean, but if you're talking about the other one, smaller one, you can get the crap on it. So do you really want to have the cheap engine? Besides, it's not giving you enough. I mean, of course, I can do like maybe 75 times cheaper and get some little pieces, but it's not good. It's not, just doesn't give enough. I mean, doesn't give a good data. So if I want a really good result from AI, use Da Vinci. Da Vinci costs money, yes. Now it's easy. If I run 100 requests in one day, I can run 100 requests. It's probably gonna cost me roughly. It's gonna cost me say $10 to $15 a day. Can you imagine, Tom, that if this one will be given for really most expensive engine and given, okay, you can just run as many times as you want, then can you really sustain? No, it's impossible. I mean,
I agree. I mean, that's it's necessary to keep adding the enhancements and keeping the quality of the tool up. So I've answered a bunch of the questions so far, and we've got some more coming in.
All right, go ahead.
You want to jump over, do a Q&A, or do you have something else you want to show?
Yeah, but we're okay. Let me see you mean in the chat, right? Okay. Let me see.
I think we turn it over to Lindsay.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do the Q&A. We only got about 5 more minutes here, so
yeah.
Let's go ahead and get through some of these. Peter asks if you can sync libraries.
Okay. Can you repeat again?
Peter asks, can you sync libraries?
Sync libraries to where? Are you talking like Google Drive or Dropbox? Right now, at this moment, no, but can it be done? Yes, please submit it on our roadmap. I think it's we thought about this before, we just didn't get our hands wasn't there, but we definitely want to sync it. Yes, that in the future will be syncable for sure.
We do have other questions about future plans. So if we want to talk a little bit about roadmap, Christian asks, do you have plans regarding the calendar feature? What can you tell me a little bit about the roadmap and what Sumolings have to look forward to?
Yes, we have lots of features on the roadmap. First of all is AI assistant. That's one thing that really has a high priority. And I would say that's in the next 2-3 weeks, I hope we can release AI assistant. And actually, by the way, will be really cool. I think that's exactly what it meant, exactly what the name of it that will serve. We will have also teams coming up. That way you can share and create a task for other people in your team. You give away, I mean, you can provide them instructions. They can actually have a very strict access. You have you can give them an access to specific functionalities. We have other things like beside of the workflow, we'll have its own view. We'll have workspaces. In the workspace, you can manage in one view. You can manage all your outstanding articles and the people as well. So it's every article is like a mini project, as you can see. So there's so many moving parts involved, starting from research. Research is only one small part of the blogging. So it's very, research takes here, we pay a lot of attention to research and the keywords and SEO heat maps is like a base for what you're going to write. But there's so many things involved, including the distribution at the end. We're planning the distribution also and to the other platform and also automations. Automations are important because automations is like Integrately, like Zapier, even though it's not my favorite. but we'll do the Zapier, but I like the public connect will be there. And also we'll do like very simple automations like IFTT has a applets. So for applets, you can just in a simple turn on and off, you decide whether you want to populate somewhere, you want to bring the data somewhere, you want to update some dates. So it is pending.
Wonderful, thank you. Where is the branding shown?
Oh, branding is very simple. So branding is only related to portfolios. I never mentioned because we don't have very limited time. Portfolios are right here in the portfolio. So I can show you the actual, see here in my production. So I can show you my portfolios that are built in so you can get the ideas. So if I go to portfolio, let's say like this is my portfolio. When I click here and I open it, so you can see how that portfolio look like. I can make it look different. We have 4 different type templates for portfolios, and the portfolio is meant to be, you show your content, see the content we can get, somebody can drill in and read your content. On the right side is a messaging system. They can communicate with you, somebody who watching your content. And also they can see your profile. When they go to your profile, they can see who you are, what you charge. And say, if you are a content creator, you probably write for living. There are freelancers. There are also people who wants to buy your content. So you can write about yourself and just present it. And here it is, powered by Blogely. That's the branding, and it's only related to portfolio.
Wonderful, thank you.
One more thing is our portfolio. Yes, we do have CNAME available, so you can just set it as your own site. So when you show your portfolio, portfolio will be on your site. So this way you can present it as completely yours.
Great. All right, Sumolings, we have just one more question here today, and then we're going to wrap up. We did get a comment from Peter, though, who says he's been using Blogly for a few months, and it's great. And if he has an issue, apparently y'all don't sleep. And so
I sleep. Gennady doesn't.
Gennady is the one not sleeping. I'm glad you're sleeping, Tom. Gennady, it's time to sleep.
I have to get my beauty sleep. Gennady is naturally handsome.
No.
I have to work at it.
All right, we're going to do just one more question.
Can we actually do 2 more questions, because I was answering the chats, and if we have just a second longer, I'd like to ask about, there was a question, can you search, when you do your research, is it globally or by country? So
it's research is by, we cannot do globally, have to be country selected. So we have lots of different countries and lots of languages. So, but you have to select which country and what language. Unfortunately, that we cannot allow like all. So there is no all option there.
Gotcha. Okay. That's what I said, but I wanted to confirm.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So our official last question. How does using Blogly affect your website SEO and link juice? I hope that makes sense, Lisa.
Yeah, well, if I have more hands, I would, I have about like 15 different articles up pending. I just do not have a lot of time, even though I try to come out with more of the publish my own content that I write about Blogly. We prepare the videos. We do a lot of video with Tom, right?
Right.
So this takes a lot of time. So we try to get that content, but I do have so many articles to be published, and I do know that we need to push it. And fairly, the Blogly site is fairly new, so we only like, it's about 1 year. But to drive the content, we need to put more content in. So I'm probably gonna hire someone just help me out to publish it. So because it does take time for enhancement, for publishing, but yeah. Blogging is a hard work, no doubt about that. There is no easy way of like, okay, spin it and boom, the content is there. There's no such thing.
No, not if you want quality content. That's really quality and original content. That's really what Blogly makes easier. I mean, you still have to write. And if you want to prove that you didn't plagiarize, you can. I mean, I use this tool every day for a variety of clients, and it is very powerful. There was a question about learning curve and it being, all I can say to people on that is jump in and start using what makes sense for you, because that's what I did. And over time, you just grab the things that work best for you. It's just like any piece of software. you know, you maybe only use 20% of every app on your computer. So if you ever need it, it's here though. That's the thing.
Yeah, the one thing that I'm going to say that yes, writing the content is it's not just, I mean, it's difficult. It's for the reason, right? It would have been easy. There's a I mean, there would be, everybody would be on the first page of Google search, but there is a reason for that, and the fight for the first place is there. And whether you want it or not, nobody wants to read the boring, spinned content. You got to put your own words on it. You got to put your own personality in that. If there is no valuable content, what's the point you want of trying? You can spend a lot of money just generate the spinning the content. Somebody asked me, oh, can we integrate with this some kind of spinner AI and put 300 articles? I'm like, okay, good luck. This is a no, I've done it before. There is no way you can bring that. I paid someone to generate for me content. Then later I realized all the content was actually kind of it was boring. There was nothing there. It was thin content. So do you think in a 6 month, writing 2 articles every day, like 400 articles, do you think it will bring the traffic? Zip, nothing. It was like just a little bit, moved a little bit of a needle, but other than that, no. So in this case, you better write maybe 1 article a month, but really good article, but not don't spin it 300 articles which are worthless.
I like that advice. I think that is good when it comes to content. We've been getting some feedback. Lots of people are saying, thank you. I love the tool. This is a great tool, great demo. Thanks for support on the questions. So thank you all so much for hanging out with us, for walking us through everything, and for hanging out on AppSumo. We're glad to have you here. If you have not already, Sumolings, you can go ahead and redeem your codes, appsumo.com/blogly. You can buy your codes now for $79, a lifetime deal. And of course, this is backed by AppSumo's 60-day guarantee. So you can go ahead, get set up, play around with it, see how it works for you. Once you've done that, go ahead and leave your feedback on the deal page. We love to read your reviews there. They have raked in a whole lot of reviews over in the Blogly page, and they do have a 5-taco rating. So you definitely want to check them out. And go ahead and leave any more questions that you have on the deal page. Thank you so much, Tom, Gennady, for hanging out with us. Y'all have been the best.
All right.
Thanks, Lindsay. Thanks, Gennady. Everyone have a great day. Thanks to attendees too, Sumolings.
Sumoling.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.